How are we doing today? How are we doing tonight? Wherever you are in this great big world, I hope you're doing alright. Today is Sunday, June 16th, 2019. Happy Father's Day to expecting fathers, to fathers, stepfathers, adoptive fathers, grandfathers, surrogate grandfathers, adoptive grandfathers, uncles, surrogate uncles. I hope you're having a good Father's Day. I'm out here at the park, enjoying this beautiful Sunday afternoon, letting my dad do what he wants for Father's Day, which is basically relax and sleep. So I'm out here, and this video is inspired by VK Jehoram's video. His latest Necronomicon video, to be precise. In his video, he was giving his thoughts on the Necronomicon. And that kind of inspired me to make this video. So, I want to talk about, and I will be speaking through my main experiences. I want to talk about my transitional period from being a good Christian to being a pagan magician. So, I've said it before, but a little recap. In April 2010, I had my third spiritual awakening. On Easter, of all days. And then in between April and August of 2010, I borrowed my mom's copy of the Necronomicon. Now, my mom was kind of particular about how things like paperback books should be handled. Needless to say, I read her copy the way she wanted it handled. And I'm like, ah. So, in August of 2010, on a Sunday, I bought my own damn copy. So, when I first bought my copy, I was still in that end phase of being a Christian. I was at the end phase. So, we got to the mall. Things were odd. There was some odd occurrences happening. You know, I got out. I accidentally hit the car next to me. You know, the girl in the car didn't even care. She's like, whatever. Went to the bookstore while my friend went to FYE next door. I said I would like a copy of the Necronomicon. One guy goes in the back, brings out the collected Eldritch edition of the Necronomicon. I'm like, oh no, not that one. And the guy at the cash register was like, oh, the real one. And the other guy was like, are you sure? I can sell it to you for $26 today. I miss Walden's books. I really do. I miss Borders as well. So the guy goes under the counter where he keeps the LaVey Bible and all that. Which I found funny because their magazine rack had all the explicit pornos at the very top. So I pay my $7.95. I back out, which was really odd to let this family come through. I crash into this table behind me. I knock off the display book, and I'm like, I'm really sorry. And yeah, the rest of the day was fine. But that build up to that book. Now, it could be either applied to that, that was the last attempt of divine presence to stop me, or the book that I held in my hand was meant for me. I haven't really given it much thought, but I remember it. Well, jump forward to October of 2010. I buy the spell book in the Gates of the Necronomicon. Now, I don't do any spells until about December, because I'm at that cusp of leaving Christian beliefs and going into Mesopotamian pagan beliefs and their magic. So, Monday going into Tuesday, 3 a.m. I'm in my room, the overhead light on. I got my 2 candles, my incense, an incense burner burning. I got my sigil. I'm facing east like I am now, because that's the western sun that you can see. My grandma's asleep, totally quiet, totally dark. I'm like, what the fuck? And I do the spell. I call upon the 4th name, Barashakushu. I ask for, to allow me to see my girlfriend a little bit more often. Because I only get to see her twice a year if I'm lucky. So I asked for this. And immediately, when I was done, I killed my own spell. I completely killed my own spell. Because as soon as I was done, that fear, I had this tremendous amount of fear wash up over me. Thinking God, in the Christian context, was going to come and smite me off the face of the earth. Because I did witchcraft, black magic. That fear and doubt killed my spell. And I was on the cusp of liberation. And still holding on to failing beliefs. And then we jump to April 2011, where I fucked up that spell and has plagued me with the spider demon. Now, I didn't really talk about it, but there was another factor in why that spell backfired. Because I let that same fear of God condemning me to hell. This time I picked one of the 4 names of the Slayers. Surim, if I believe correctly. And all that fear, because I knew what he was, and I read what he does. Both in the Simon Necronomicon and in the Simon Spellbook. I knew what I was doing when I called upon him. I knew what I wanted. And I felt, okay, this is where God really is going to smite me. This is really where he's going to condemn me to hell. Well, if he did, it'd be a lot better than the life that I created from that mistake now. Because I am living that hell. And then in September of 2011, my grandma goes to the hospital for a while. I have the house to myself for like 4 days. And in that time, my friend was like, Bill, you need to clean your house. So he had me salt all the doorways, mirrors, windowsills. And I had Dead Sea salt, so mixed in with table salt. And he said, okay, Bill, you need to get rid of that spell you did. So I took up the very first spell I did. I ripped it up, dug a little hole, buried it, sprinkled Dead Sea salt on it, and then I pretty much took the thrashing of a lifetime, saying you need to practice magic carefully and, incorporate God and all of that. Basically, I will be your teacher. That turned out real well. And then when my 4th spell happened, so when my 3rd spell happened, I pretty much zipped up my big boy pants. And I went at it. Like, I had no fear. No fear whatsoever. I was getting revenge against those who I thought were against me, who I thought were laughing at me, were taking pride in the fact that I got in trouble with the law. these images of saying, I knew it would happen one day. Oh, typical Billy. If he wasn't the black sheep, he really is now. It was a Halloween I'll never forget. And I did see the results of that, by the way. Anyway. And then when I did my 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, the more I did it, the less my fear of God sending his angels, condemning me, smiting me to hell, it slowly went away. I'd say after Halloween 2011 that's when I made that full liberation. It just started fading away. And I guess you would say I became interfaith for a little bit. And then until 2016, when I turned my back completely on God. So, my advice for wanting to make that transitional leap when starting with the Necronomicon, especially if you are transitioning from a major religion. I would say just know that when you do this transition, you got to be 100% sure this is what you want. This is what you are destined to do. I've been destined to work with the Necronomicon since I was 7 or 8 years old, all the way back in 1990 or 1991. But I let Christianity get a hold of me. So you have to be sure that this is what you want. Because it will affect how you do things. It will affect your spell work. And I ain't saying that you shouldn't be like, well, I'm going to just disregard it all and just be this. No, you should be whatever you want. If you want to be interfaith, be interfaith. Get to that point of understanding. It'll be a lot easier on you. Because when you do your first spell, them butterflies in your stomach may turn into daggers, cutting you up. Thinking, oh my God, I just did a sin. And that's basically all I can say is, get to that point of understanding. Know that this is something that you want. Because fear and doubt will kill your spell. Just lighting a candle with someone's name on a piece of paper on your altar with Halloween store decor, that ain't gonna get shit done. You have to put all your energy, all your intent, all your willpower into that spell. And you can't, and I repeat, you cannot leave room for fear, for doubt. And then you cannot leave room for having the beliefs of the Christian God condemning you. You know, that's one of the things that a lot of newer sorcerers and witches and whatever they have when they start this path of magic. They're still holding on to their beliefs. If you can find equal balance without fear, great. You know? But you have to make that decision. If you cannot find that balance, and once you overcome that fear, and you put your willpower into that spell, you put that intent into your work, there's no limit to what you can do. Break that illusion of Christianity and all of that saying you'll go to hell. Break those chains that bind you. Because trust me, you'll feel a hell of a lot better. And it won't take a serious issue for you to overcome that like it did with me. So hopefully you got an idea of what I was trying to say. I'm going to wrap this video up. So let me know if this made sense to you. You know, check out my Necronomicon playlist right there. And yeah, I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. If you want to find me on social media and come kicks it with me, my links are in the description as well. And yeah, be sure to hit that bell icon to stay informed. I love you all.